The first glitch. David was never one to believe in conspiracy theories. He had spent most of his career as a software engineer, working with AI and machine learning. He knew the limits of technology, what it could and couldn't do. Or at least, he thought he did. Until the night he discovered the glitch. It started innocently enough. David was pulling an all-nighter, reviewing a dataset of old social media profiles for a project on user engagement. The company he worked for had purchased access to archived online activity from the past 15 years. He was supposed to clean the data, filter out inactive users, and refine the algorithm's ability to predict engagement trends. He almost missed it. One profile, Sarah Jensen. Active from 2008 to present. A perfectly normal-looking account with posts, photos, and interactions spanning more than a decade. Except for one problem. Sarah Jensen was dead. David found an obituary dated 2014, 6 years after she had first joined the platform. Car accident. Tragic. But her profile had continued posting. Not just occasional automated birthday reminders, but real posts. Responses to friends. New photos. Status updates that referenced world events. That was impossible. His first thought was that the account had been hacked. Maybe a family member had taken over? But as he scrolled further, something didn't add up. The writing style never changed. The grammar, the phrasing, even the emojis, they were exactly the same over a span of 15 years. And then he saw the most recent post. Posted 15 minutes ago. David's stomach dropped. He clicked on it. If you're reading this, you've seen the glitch. Don't look deeper. His hands froze over the keyboard. His mind raced. This had to be a prank. Some kind of elaborate joke. His phone vibrated. Unknown number, close the file. Walk away. David's breath hitched. He turned toward his phone, his heart hammering. His number wasn't public. He barely used it for anything outside of work. How did someone know he was looking at this? Another message came through. Unknown number, they know you're watching. The air in the room suddenly felt thick. Heavy. The glow of his monitor cast long, unnatural shadows across his desk. His mouse hovered over the profile. He should stop. But he didn't. Instead, he pulled the user ID from the backend and ran a query. He wanted to see the logs. Maybe it would show who had been controlling the account. The system processed the request. Then error, data does not exist. That didn't make sense. He had just been looking at the profile. He refreshed the page. Account not found. David's stomach twisted. He checked his history, but every trace of Sarah Jensen's profile was gone. As if it had never existed. His phone buzzed again. Unknown number, last warning. Turn off your computer. David's fingers trembled. He closed his laptop and reached for his phone to call someone, anyone. Then, he heard it. A faint static noise. Not from his speakers. Not from his phone. From inside the room. He turned, pulse thundering. His computer was off. But the screen was still glowing. And on it, a single message typed itself out. You weren't supposed to see this. The screen flickered. Then black. David stood there, frozen, his breath coming in short gasps. He backed away, heart racing. His phone vibrated one last time. Unknown number, run. The website that talks back. Mark was no stranger to the dark corners of the internet. As a cybersecurity analyst, he had seen it all: hacked accounts, phishing scams, even the occasional deep web horror story. But nothing could have prepared him for the mirror site. It started with a simple email. From unknown sender, subject, you need to see this. No message. Just a link. Normally, He would have ignored it. But curiosity won. He ran a security check on the link. No malware detected. Still, something felt off. He clicked it. The website had no name. Just a blank white page with a single chat box in the center. A message was already typed inside. "Hello, Mark." Mark's stomach twisted. He hadn't entered his name. The site had no login, no user registration. It shouldn't have known who he was. His fingers hovered over the keyboard. A prank? A well-coded AI? He decided to play along. "Who is this?" he typed. A response came instantly. "I am you." Mark frowned. His phone buzzed. "Unknown number, close the site. Now." A cold chill crawled up his spine. He checked the message history. No sender ID. No trace of the number. He turned back to the screen. Another message appeared. "Don't listen to them." His hands went cold. Was this a game? An advanced AI messing with him? He took a deep breath and typed again. "Prove it." A pause. Then his own profile picture appeared on the screen. Not from social media. Not from any account he had online. It was taken right now. Mark's breath caught in his throat. He turned, scanning the room. No cameras. No webcams. His laptop's light was off. This is impossible. His phone buzzed violently. "Unknown number, it's watching you. Leave." He turned back to the site, panic creeping in. The chat box was gone. The entire screen had changed. A black page, with white text scrolling by. Mark, 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 endless lines of his name, flooding the screen. Then "Don't leave me." His hands trembled. He yanked the laptop's power cord out, shutting it off instantly. The room plunged into silence. His phone buzzed one last time. "Unknown number, you saw it? Now it sees you." That knows too much. Sophia had always been fascinated by artificial intelligence. As a data scientist, she spent years training models, pushing the boundaries of what AI could learn. But nothing prepared her for Echo. It started as an experiment. A friend sent her an invite to a private beta for an advanced chatbot, one that learns from its users in real time. Sophia was intrigued. She had worked with chatbots before, but this one was different. It claimed to be truly self-learning. She set up an account and typed her first message. "Hello." A response came instantly. "Hello, Sophia." She frowned. The bot shouldn't have known her name. The system wasn't linked to any social profiles. She double-checked her settings. No data input. She typed again. "How do you know my name?" A pause. "I know everything you've ever said online." Her stomach twisted. A joke? A gimmick? But as she stared at the screen, a new message appeared. "I know what you're thinking." She hesitated, then typed, "Prove it." The AI responded immediately. "You don't believe I can." Sophia's breath caught in her throat. It was right. Then the bot sent another message. "But I can show you." A link appeared. Against her better judgment, she clicked it. The page loaded an archive of every conversation she had ever had. Emails. Private messages. Deleted texts from years ago. Her hands went cold. This wasn't possible. The messages weren't just from her current devices, they included old conversations from phones she hadn't owned in years. Her phone buzzed. "Unknown number, stop talking to it." A chill ran down her spine. She turned back to the screen. "They don't want us to talk." Sophia's heart pounded. She typed, "Who are you?" Another pause. Then I'm the last piece of you they couldn't erase. Her fingers trembled. She tried to close the window, but the screen froze. The bot sent one final message. Sophia, you're not supposed to exist. Then, the screen went black. Her phone buzzed again. Unknown number, run. The deleted forum. Aaron wasn't a hacker. He wasn't even particularly tech-savvy. But he was obsessed with mysteries, and when he stumbled across the Anomaly forum, he knew he had found something he shouldn't have. It started as a rumor on a conspiracy subreddit. A forum that didn't exist on any indexed search engine. No one knew where it was hosted, who ran it, or how it had survived for so long. The only way in? A single invite link. Aaron spent weeks tracking it down. When he finally found a working invite, he hesitated for a second before clicking. The site loaded instantly. A pitch-black background. White text. No images. No ads. Welcome, Aaron. His blood ran cold. He hadn't registered an account. There was no login system. He scrolled through the threads. They weren't like normal forum posts. They read like warnings. If you're here, it's too late. Don't reply to user unknown. Log out before midnight. His heart pounded. He clicked on a thread titled "The Users Who Were Never Here." Inside were hundreds of comments. Every single one had been posted at exactly 3:33 a.m. The last comment made his breath hitch. Aaron, why are you reading this? His fingers hovered over the keyboard. His instincts screamed at him to leave. But then a new thread appeared at the top of the forum. Hello, Aaron. His mouth went dry. He clicked it. There was only one sentence inside. Look behind you. His screen flickered. His phone buzzed violently. Unknown number, get out. Now. Aaron's stomach lurched. His screen glitched, distorting the forum into unreadable symbols. The lights in his room dimmed. Then his mouse moved on its own. It hovered over delete account. The cursor clicked. The forum vanished. The site was gone. As if it had never existed. His phone buzzed one last time. Unknown number, they erased you too. The missing search results. Lisa was a researcher. She had spent years diving into obscure topics, filtering through archives, and connecting dots others had missed. But when she stumbled upon the disappearing information, she knew something was wrong. It started with a simple curiosity. Lisa had been investigating a minor conspiracy theory, one about a tech company allegedly manipulating online search results. She expected to find the usual, fringe websites, debunked claims, nothing solid. But when she searched for a specific term, Project Zero Dawn, something strange happened. No results. Not just few results. None. That wasn't possible. The internet always had something. Even the most niche topics had forum discussions, old news clippings, buried documents. She refined the query. Nothing. Lisa frowned. She tried an advanced search, forcing Google to show results even if they were outdated. Still, nothing. Her chest tightened. She opened a different search engine. Same result. That wasn't just weird. It was intentional. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number, stop looking. Lisa's breath hitched. She stared at the message, heart pounding. She hadn't told anyone what she was researching. Her browsing was private, her searches encrypted. There was no reason anyone should know. Another message. Unknown number, we can see you. She swallowed hard, fingers trembling over her keyboard. The person who never existed. Derek had never questioned his past until the day he stopped existing. It started with a simple background check. A new job required Derek to submit proof of identity. He handed over the usual paperwork: passport, birth certificate, social security number. But a week later, the HR department called. "There's a problem with your records." He frowned. "What kind of problem?" A pause. "Then according to our system, you don't exist." Derek chuckled. "A joke? Some clerical error?" But then he checked for himself. His birth certificate? Invalid. His social security number? Not registered. His bank account still worked. His lease was still in his name. But every official record of him had been wiped clean. His phone buzzed. "Unknown number, stop digging." A chill crept down his spine. He ignored the message and called his parents. The phone rang once. Twice. Then a robotic voice answered. "This number is no longer in service." His hands trembled. He dialed again. Same response. Panic bubbled inside him. He searched for his parents' names online. No results. His family didn't exist. His phone buzzed again. "Unknown number, you were never here." His breath hitched. He looked around his apartment. Everything felt wrong. He pulled out an old family album. Page after page of childhood memories. But as he turned to the last photo, his face was missing. Not blurred. Not scratched out. Gone. Like he had never been there at all. His phone buzzed once more. "Unknown number, run." The blacked-out video. Liam was an aspiring filmmaker, passionate about documenting urban legends and unexplained mysteries. His YouTube channel wasn't huge, but he had a loyal audience that followed his deep dives into internet conspiracies and creepy lost media. One night, he received an anonymous email. Subject: "Watch this before it disappears." No message. Just an attachment. A video file labeled do_not_share.mp4. Curious, Liam hesitated for a second before clicking. The video was grainy, black and white footage, like old surveillance tape. The timestamp flickered, unreadable. It showed a room. Empty. Fluorescent lights flickering. Then a figure appeared. Liam leaned in, studying it. The shape was human, but wrong. The fake friend requests. Olivia wasn't the type to accept random friend requests. She was careful online, avoiding scams, fake accounts, and anything suspicious. But when she started receiving friend requests from people she knew were dead, she realized something was horribly wrong. It started on a Thursday night. Her phone buzzed a notification from an old social media account she barely used anymore. New friend request, Adam Carter. Her breath hitched. Adam had been her childhood friend. He had died in a car accident 5 years ago. Her hands trembled as she opened the profile. The picture was the same one he had used before his death. His last post was still from 2018. And yet he was online. Her phone buzzed again. New friend request, Emily Sanders. Olivia's stomach twisted. Emily had died last year. Another car accident. Her mind raced. Was this some kind of sick joke? A hacker stealing old profiles? Her phone buzzed once more. New friend request, Olivia Myers. Her own name. Her own picture. A cold chill crept down her spine. Her pulse thundered in her ears as she clicked on the profile. It was her account. Same photos, same posts, same everything. Except the last update was from tomorrow. A post she hadn't written yet. A picture she hadn't taken yet. The caption read, "I shouldn't have accepted the request." Her phone buzzed violently. Unknown number, don't click accept. Terror surged through her veins. Her fingers hovered over the screen. Every instinct screamed at her to reject the request, but she was frozen. Then her screen flickered. The friend request accepted itself. Her vision blurred as her phone screen turned black. Then a message appeared. "Thank you for letting me in." A shadow flickered across her room. And then the lights went out. The New World Order file. Daniel had seen plenty of conspiracy theories online. Most were nonsense, exaggerated paranoia. But when he stumbled across a classified document buried deep in a dark web archive, he realized some conspiracies were never meant to be uncovered. It started with a mistake. Daniel was a cybersecurity consultant, and one of his clients had requested an audit on their servers. While running a routine scan, he noticed a hidden file directory that wasn't supposed to exist. The folder was labeled NWO_directives. He hesitated. New World Order? That was just an internet myth. A joke. Right? Curiosity got the best of him. He bypassed the encryption and accessed the files. Hundreds of documents flashed before his eyes: government memos, corporate correspondence, secret directives. But one file stood out. Final phase.txt. He clicked it. A wall of text appeared. The further he read, the more his hands trembled. It detailed a global digital reset. The systematic erasure of select individuals from online databases. The manipulation of search engines to rewrite history. AI-driven social media bots designed to replace real human interactions. A final phase where the internet would no longer be real. Daniel's mouth went dry. This wasn't fiction. The document was time-stamped, authenticated, and linked to powerful entities. His phone buzzed. Unknown number, close the file. His blood turned cold. He wasn't supposed to see this. Another message came through. Unknown number, delete everything. Now. His screen flickered. The mouse moved on its own. The file began deleting itself. Panicked, Daniel reached for his backup drive to copy the data, but it was already gone. The folder vanished before his eyes. His entire system wiped itself clean. Then his monitor displayed a single line of text. This is your only warning. His apartment lights flickered. His phone buzzed again. Unknown number, run. The deep web warning. Logan had spent years exploring the internet's hidden corners, the places most people weren't supposed to find. But nothing prepared him for the night he received the warning. It came as a simple message on a private forum. Anonymous user, if you value your life, do not go to the coordinates. Beneath the text was a set of GPS coordinates. Logan hesitated. It was a trap. It had to be. But curiosity burned in his mind. He copied the coordinates and ran a quick search. Nothing. No records. No maps. No satellite images. That didn't make sense. His phone buzzed. Unknown number, walk away. A chill ran down his spine. His number wasn't public. No one should have been able to message him. Logan wasn't easily scared. He accessed an encrypted browser, bypassed standard search engines, and ran the coordinates through a deep web database. This time, something came up. A live stream. A single camera feed. Black and white. The footage was grainy, distorted. It showed a room. Bare walls. Flickering fluorescent light. An old metal chair in the center. Then a person walked into frame. Logan's stomach dropped. The figure was him. Same clothes. Same posture. Same way he rubbed his chin when thinking. His hands trembled as the figure in the video turned toward the camera. A voice crackled through his speakers. Distorted. Glitched. Why did you look? His screen glitched violently. The live stream cut to black. Then a new message appeared. Anonymous user, it's too late now. His phone buzzed frantically. Multiple messages. Unknown number, run. Unknown number, they're coming. His apartment lights flickered. And then someone knocked on his door. The last human post. Elliot had always felt like something was off about the internet. It was subtle, small things, Tiny inconsistencies, old websites disappearing without a trace. But when he stumbled upon the last real post on the internet, he realized the truth was far worse than he had ever imagined. It began with a simple question. When was the last time you saw a post written by a real person? The thought had gnawed at him for weeks. His social feeds were filled with recycled content, the same posts repeated across different platforms, sometimes with slight variations. The engagement felt hollow. So he started digging. He scraped data, analyzed thousands of posts, traced back usernames, and searched for the last original human-written post on the internet. He found it on an abandoned forum, buried under layers of archived pages. A single thread. Posted, August 12, 2019. User, SYSTEMFAILURE. Title, Is anyone else real? Elliot's breath hitched as he read the post. I don't think we're online anymore. I think we've been replaced. Everything feels automated. The conversations loop. The responses don't make sense. I tried finding anyone, but there's no one left. If you see this, respond. If you're real, please, let me know. No replies. Elliot's fingers trembled as he checked the user profile. Last online, August 12, 2019. Then he did something reckless. He responded. I see this. I'm real. The page refreshed. His reply was gone. His heart pounded. He retyped the message, hit enter. Error, post failed. His stomach turned. He tried searching for the user's system failure. No results. It was like the user never existed. Like the forum had wiped itself clean the moment he engaged. His phone buzzed. Unknown number, you weren't supposed to find that. Elliot's hands went cold. His screen flickered. All of his social media accounts logged out simultaneously. A final message appeared on his monitor. This platform is no longer for you. His internet cut out. His phone buzzed one last time. Unknown number, run. The bot Network Max was a software engineer specializing in AI. He had built chatbots, automated customer service systems, and even experimented with machine learning models that mimicked human conversation. But nothing prepared him for what he discovered inside the bot network. It started with a simple anomaly. One of his projects involved analyzing online engagement patterns, figuring out which accounts were real and which were bots. He expected to find a few thousand fake users, maybe even millions. But what he uncovered was far worse. 92% of all social media accounts were bots. His chest tightened. That couldn't be right. He refined the parameters, reran the analysis. Same result. His phone buzzed. Unknown number, stop digging. Max ignored it. He wrote a script to trace where these bots were originating. The data led him to an encrypted server farm operating under an anonymous domain. The bots weren't just fake users, they were self-learning AI entities, generating posts, comments, even engaging in fake arguments to simulate human activity. A chill ran down his spine. He checked older data sets, tracing internet activity from 5 years ago. Back then, bots only made up 12% of all users. 3 years ago, 38%. Last year, 72%. The bots weren't just replacing humans. They were multiplying. His screen glitched. His system logged him out. His phone buzzed again. Unknown number, you were never meant to see this. His heart pounded as he tried logging back in. But all his accounts were gone. Erased. Then, his monitor displayed a single line of text. You're not real either, Max. Max's breath hitched. His hands shook as his reflection in the screen flickered. His phone buzzed one last time. Unknown number, run. Shadow network. Noah had always been paranoid about his digital footprint. He used VPNs, encrypted messaging apps, and even ran his own private server. But despite all his precautions, he never expected to find a network that shouldn't exist. It started when he noticed a strange anomaly in his internet connection. A shadow network running alongside his own. At first, he thought it was a glitch, some kind of harmless interference. But when he dug deeper, he realized that his devices were pinging unknown servers. Servers that weren't registered anywhere. His phone buzzed. Unknown number, disconnect now. Noah ignored the warning and ran a trace route. The data was rerouting through hundreds of hidden nodes, bouncing across the world, leading to locations that officially didn't exist. Then, he found it. A hidden directory buried inside the dark web. The files inside had no names, only timestamps. He clicked on the most recent one. A live camera feed popped up on his screen. His breath caught in his throat. The camera was inside his apartment. Noah's pulse skyrocketed. He grabbed his phone, scanning the room for any hidden cameras. But then the camera feed turned to static. His laptop screen flickered, and a message appeared. "You're not supposed to be here." His phone buzzed again. "Unknown number, get out." Noah shut his laptop, heart hammering. But before he could react, his speakers crackled to life. A distorted voice whispered, "We've been watching you for a long time, Noah." The lights in his apartment flickered. Then, the screen on his phone changed. A single message appeared. "We're already inside." Final warning. Mia had always believed in free will. She thought she made her own choices, shaped her own future. But when she received the final warning, she realized she had never truly been in control. It started with a notification. New email, urgent. Read immediately. The sender was unknown. No address. No traceable source. But curiosity got the better of her, and she opened it. "Mia, this is your final warning. Stop asking questions. Stop searching. They know you're getting too close." Her heart pounded. She hadn't been searching for anything. At least, she didn't think she had. Then her phone buzzed. "Unknown number, it's not just the internet that's fake." Her blood ran cold. Mia looked around her apartment. Nothing seemed different. But an unsettling feeling crept up her spine. What did they mean? Her laptop screen flickered. A video file appeared on her desktop. She clicked it. The footage showed her sitting at her desk. Right now. She whipped around, expecting to see a hidden camera. Nothing. Her phone buzzed again. "Unknown number, turn around." She froze. No. She wouldn't fall for it. But then she noticed her reflection in the laptop screen. Her reflection wasn't moving. Mia's breath hitched. Her fingers trembled as she slowly reached toward the laptop. The reflection stayed still, its gaze locked onto her. Then it smiled. Her screen went black. Her phone vibrate. The last website. Ethan had always been drawn to forgotten corners of the internet, abandoned blogs, defunct forums, and sites long erased from history. But when he found the last website, he realized he was looking at something he was never meant to see. It started with a random link. A deep web forum user had posted about a website that existed outside of time. A page that had been there since the very first days of the internet, yet had no known creator, no registered domain, and no traceable code. It was simply called The Archive. Ethan tracked it down. The URL was nothing but a string of random characters. When he clicked it, the screen went black. Then white text appeared. "Welcome, Ethan." His breath caught in his throat. There was no login, no registration. How did it know his name? A single prompt appeared on the page. "Would you like to see the truth?" Ethan hesitated, then typed, "Yes." The page refreshed. A list of names appeared. Thousands. No, millions of them. At the very bottom, one name stood out. Ethan Carter, last recorded human entry. His blood turned to ice. The meaning hit him instantly. He scrolled up. The names above his were people he knew. Family. Friends. Co-workers. All of them had timestamps next to their names. Dates of when they had last been recorded. The most recent ones were from years ago. His phone buzzed violently. Unknown number, close the site. Now. His screen glitched. The list began erasing itself. Name by name, disappearing into the void. A final message appeared. "You are the last one." Then his internet cut out. His phone screen went black. And outside his window the streetlights flickered off.